Hello, everybody in the Creative Cafe International world. It's me, Cassie Oberg, and I'm here just to teach a simple, fun tip tonight. I'm just going to keep it pretty short, and I'm going to hop right on over to my desktop so that I can show you, what I want to show you tonight. So this is a super fun technique that my friend Robin Kephart taught me. And I was really excited when she showed me because it's something just simple and fun that I could use for a Tuesday tip. And I think that people will use it for lots of fun things. So we're going to come over here to my desktop and I'm going to just show you how to do a fun mat with a little bit of a flair. So we're going to start off. I am going to go over the mat trick just so that we can get the mats that we're going to need to do this little trick. And I always say that you can't go over the mat trick too many times. So since I have to make mats anyway, we will just discuss that real quick while we're doing it. So when you're trying to make 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mats, which is what I'm going to want for these pictures, you want to be able to cut it out of one sheet of paper. And I usually go ahead and mat 4 pictures on a page, and I like to get it out of one sheet of paper or cardstock. Hello, Debbie. Hi, Marty. Thanks for being here. So whenever you want to get 4 out of one sheet of paper, we all know that we do the mat trick, right? So you start off with a piece of paper that is the same size as the 2 sides added together. And if you look closely, I actually keep this right on my trimmer because I've had to teach it so many times that I've handed it out to all of my friends that join me at Crops in the hopes that I have to teach it less times. And that has worked out really, really well. So if you need a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, you add those two together. And that means that you need a 10 1/2 by 10 1/2 paper. And that works for anything. So if you're doing 5 by 7, if you add 5 and 7, it's 12 and you need a 12 by 12. If you need 4 1/2 by 6 1/2, you add 4 plus 6 1/2 plus 1/2 and you get 11 by 11. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and cut that 10 1/2 by 10 1/2 square and give ourselves this nice square to work with. And I will show you how to do this fun technique as soon as we get our mats ready. Hello, Janice. Hi, Susan. Thank you for being here. Oh, it's so much more fun when people jump on with me. So thanks for being here. Okay, so then you're just going to measure over to 4 1/4, right? Some people use a little clip to stop it. My friend Meg and I were talking, and neither one of us is the type of person that remembers where that little clip is, even though I have them all over the place. So if you just bring the front of your casing down to 7 1/4, that puts your white line, the cut line, at 6 1/4. And then once you have it there, you just cut up. And you only have to do that twice, or you could have a little clip there, whatever is easier for you. For me, it's easiest not to have to find things. So I'm going to bring this down to 7 1/4 again. That puts my cut at the 4 1/4, or at the 6 1/4. And then you just, once you do that, you keep rotating to the left and cutting, and you end up with 4 mats out of one sheet of paper. Now, that was not the point of this tip. It was just to go over that because, like I said, you can't go over it too many times. Now, let's go ahead and do the actual trick. So what I want to do is I want to mat this photo, and I want to add a little flair to it. So let's say I want to add this. And this works best for the picture that you have a little bit of, space at the bottom that maybe you want to cover up, but you still want your 4 by 6 picture, and you just want it to be super cute. So you're just going to take your mat, and I forgot to measure it in the center, so let me show you that. So it's 4 1/4. We're going to measure it over to 2 1/8. Okay, so we're going to bring this over to 2 1/8, and I'm just going to put a little mark. Okay, and then we're going to bring this over here, and if you look, there's a center point on your little ruler. So there's 6 here, and it comes right down the center, and it's right at the center of this. And as you can see, I put a little dot right at the center to remind myself of where that is. And I'm going to line up my dot here with my dot here and lock it down. So now I have this centered in my trimmer, or in my border maker system. And I'm going to take my wispy quarter maker cartridge, and I'm going to snap it in. And now I'm going to bring this over, and I'm going to punch 2 times, and that gives me 2 inches worth of punch, or 4 inches worth of punch. 2 and 2 is 4, and that gives me 1/8 of an inch on either side. And I can take this picture and I can slide it right in here, and I have a perfectly matted photo. If I add a little tape, it'll make it stay a little nicer. So I just slide it in, and I have a perfectly matted photo with this cute little wispy across the bottom. But then I'm going to show you the trick for doing it horizontal, because you have to do things a little differently whenever you go horizontal. So see, super fun. There we are, our trip to the amusement park, super fun. And I've added that across the bottom. So now what happens if you want to do it with a larger picture? Because we want it to go across the middle, but I found that it didn't work quite the same way with the horizontal picture. So we're going to take, and of course, where did I put my clear ruler? There it is. I hid it under my trimmer. Silly me. Okay, so this is what I found worked best for me. I wanted my punch to start 1/8 of an inch over. So I measured this in here, and I measured it over to 1 7/8, and I put my little mark there, okay? And you'll see why this works in a second, and this just worked best for me. I'm sure there's lots of different ways to make this work, but I put the little 1 7/8 inch mark right there just by sliding my clear ruler into my tray. And now I can bring this in, and I'm going to measure it over to 1 7/8 there. And I'm going to lock it down. And now I'm going to switch out the cartridge. And I want to point out something important that I didn't say earlier. And this is an important little tidbit for this trick. You want one that falls off. So there's not a straight line above or below it. It's not an edging one. It's one that falls off. And the reason that you want one that falls off is because you need this little spot for the picture to slide under. So it's just going to work out really well when you use this type of a punch. There's other things that you can do for other ones, and maybe I'll teach one of those at a different one. But right now, we're just working with ones that fall off, because this technique will work every time for this one. So we're just going to switch to a different cartridge, and we've measured over the 1 7/8 of an inch, and now we can slide this in. I just wanted to show it using something different. And we're going to do 3 punches this time. Voila. Uh-oh. I didn't punch it quite straight, which sometimes happens when you're on camera. So let's just do another one. See? Look. If I were doing this in my own scrapbook, I would still use it. But you know what? I have 2 more because we did the mat trick. So let's just bring it in and do it again. Over to the little line, which was at 1 7/8 inch. Lock it down. And we're going to punch it again. And guys, you should not ever do what I'm doing right now. You should not punch on your silicone mat, because I'm going to have to run this under warm water. Oh no, I did it again. You know what? We're just going to leave it. Because I'm going to have to run it under warm water to get all these little pieces off. So then we can take our picture, we can slide it in, and then, let me put my tape on it. When I go to put it down on the page, it's still going to be just fine. It's just that I am going to want to use a little tiny piece of repositionable tape and fasten that down. So not the end of the world, but apparently I can't punch straight when I'm on camera, because I only practiced it, a couple of times to make sure I was ready. Okay, so little repositionable tape, and we have my cute little puppy sleeping on the floor and covering that up. So anyway, just a fun little trick for the evening. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that you have a wonderful, you know what, I'm going to try it one more time. Let's see. Anybody who wants to stick with me can, but I just want to see if it's just me or if it's this punch. Why does it do it in the exact same spot each time? Okay, let's try it, guys. Maybe if I go this way first And this way second. Okay, that's so far so good. And there, okay. And it stayed! Woo! I feel accomplished for the evening. So apparently that's the best way to go if you're using a delicate punch like this. Oh my goodness, too funny. I just wasn't going to be able to sleep without that going perfectly well. Okay, so then you're going to slide it in. It's going to cover up that little piece on the bottom. You're going to put it down. And there, super, super cute. Anyway, I hope you guys love this as much as I do. Thank you so much, Robin, for letting me share your tip. Really appreciate it whenever people give us fun things that we can do. Use your broom and dustpan, and the scraps are easily removed. Thank you, Janet. Yes, yes. But I've also found that if I just take it and I run it, see it static clings, and I run it under just a little bit of warm water, and then I shake it off and let it dry, then it does it really fast and easy, and I don't have to use the dreaded the dreaded broom. I hate cleaning. So anyway, thank you everybody so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. If you are not yet scheduled for our winter CCI, we are currently in the discussion stages for what we're going to use, and we are all super excited to see all of you. We are only 2 CCIs away from our very first ever CCI Live, and so just so many fun and exciting things happening right now. So thank you for being here, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.